Hello everyone and welcome to the Mary Show. I'm Marilyn Kwenya. Now we continue with our theme of celebrating women on Women's Day, which is translated to Women's Month right here on the Mary Show. I know a lot of people have been asking if this is a women's only talk show. Well, just for this month we are all going to be giving you women who are making strides in different sectors, and today we're looking at women who are making amazing strides in the technological sector, and they are here to share with me their story on their journey. Ladies, hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us, Marilyn.
Just take this time to introduce yourselves.
All right, putting me on the spot. All right, I'm Vicky Ngono, born and bred in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. Also the founder and executive director of Girls in STEM Trust, and I identify as a woman in tech.
All right.
Hello everyone, I'm Janet Kahari. I'm a Bulawayo girl. I'm very passionate about technology.
All right, now we've all established that you are you are into technology. What made you want to be in that sector?
Actually, it was accidental for me. Growing up, technology wasn't, a subject that was basically taught to, especially to girls. And I was told I had the face of probably a radio presenter or a TV show presenter like yourself, or or commercials. And so, funny enough, for A-levels I did commercials. And then as time went, the scientist in me, was just breaking out. And one thing that I always draw my experience from is to say nobody picked it up as I was going through my journey as a young girl in high school, to say this person is scientific. Maybe we need to hone in on her aptitude for technology. And so lo and behold, when I was done with my commercials, I then found my love for technology. And it started off with something as basic as doing the International Computer Driving License, which is ICDL. And then from then on, hey, here we are, I'm a systems analyst today.
All right, Miss Janet?
Mine is similar to Vicky. I also stumbled on technology by chance. I just picked business studies and computing science. I had no idea what I was choosing. At first, I had no idea what was going on. But when I finished studying it, I began to enjoy it. And when I looked around and I saw that gap that existed in terms of knowing what you are, knowing who you are, and knowing what you want to do, I took it upon myself to start helping people, especially the youths, in deciding what careers to pursue.
All right, you decided to start helping people, and we're going to get into that a little bit later on. But this lady here mentioned an important thing that caught my attention. You are a systems analyst.
Yes,
what does a systems analyst do?
Well, I'm gonna say what everybody says to me every time I say that they analyze systems. Which is hilarious because I'm sure there's more to me than that. But a systems analyst basically is somebody that looks at what we call the system development life cycle of any system. So it can be any system, and generally a systems analyst works with the business analyst of the organization to put a dollar value on the systems that exist. And also, I'm also able to tell you at which point your system is going to fail so that you actually take preventative measures. And I'm sure, as you know, prevention is better than cure. So a lot of companies are now investing in people like me to actually tell them how their businesses are going.
All right, Ms. Janet, I need to come to you now. You mentioned that you didn't have the technological know-how, you just stumbled upon it by chance, and now you are just trying to help other girls to be aware of the technopreneurship side. Tell us more about your initiative, Girls in STEM.
Girls in STEM has been around for a while, maybe on paper not so long, but in reality we've been doing a lot of work. And what we are doing now is we are holding a lot of programs for girls. One of them, the one that I'm particularly passionate about, is career guidance, where we try and identify their strengths, what is it that they like, and we try and also find out what sort of careers they're thinking about, and we try and see if there's a match between the character who you are and the career that you are dreaming about.
All right, Vicky.
Yeah, well, Girls in STEM Trust for me, on paper, I'm just going to give you the legality of it, is basically a non-profit organization with young girls and women in mind, and basically what we're trying to do is empower them and probably educate them to get into STEM related studies, STEM related occupations, and STEM related businesses. As you know, Marilyn, I speak a lot about the fourth industrial revolution and the future of work, and we're right in the heart of the fourth industrial revolution, and nothing speaks to STEM as much as the fourth industrial revolution and the technologies that drive it. And so what we're saying is, already as it is, the United Sustainable Nations, the Sustainable Development Goals, number 5 in particular, is the one that Girls in STEM Trust is particularly honing in on, to say there is gender inequality, and what are we doing to say for those women that want to come into technology, that want to come into STEM, how best can we guide them along that path? So that's exactly what Girls in STEM Trust is all about.
All right, and you know, when they say you educate a woman, when you educate a woman, you educate the nation. This is what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Coming up with ideas on how to help young people. Now, in doing that, what are the challenges that you guys encounter during your, maybe in your line of work?
There are all sorts of challenges, Marilyn. I think the major one is the way that the girl child is brought up.
Absolutely.
They are brought up with no confidence. So as you try and help them, you can see that they're shying away from science, they are shying away from STEM, all because of the background, the way that they were brought up. Even if we look at, as parents, the way we treat the girl child and the boy child, very different. The girls get toys, the dolls, the guys, they get cars. Yes. So that already affects the way they thinking, the way they view life, the way they're going to decide their career. So even parents as well, also there's also the challenge for us to get them to understand that no, she is an engineer. There's an engineer that is growing inside her. But because she's a girl, they're thinking law, accounting, commercials, all those careers that are best described for
girls,
women and girls.
Yes.
Yes.
And now for you, Vicky, what are the challenges that you personally, in your personal journey, have encountered? You mentioned career guidance. Now that you then discovered there is a world out there that is different from maybe nursing or business studies, what challenges did you encounter in trying then to want to penetrate into that world?
We're still having those challenges, by the way, Marilyn. For me personally, I think it was getting my family to understand that technology is where the world is headed. That was, it didn't make a whole lot of sense when I said, I'm ditching all this education that you've put money into and leaving it completely and starting something brand new. So that was really different, because back then, you know, technology wasn't, you know, if you had a cell phone, you were considered it.
Yes.
You know, so that was probably my biggest challenge. But I am grateful though that I do come from a supportive family, and now they're patting themselves on the back for having listened to me. And that's one of the things that we speak about when we talk to the girls that come into Girls in STEM Trust, is we say to them, it's so important to engage your parents, because you must understand that the differences in the generations are what is causing this digital divide. Our parents don't quite understand technology because it wasn't their livelihood back then. We understand technology now because we can't live without it. That's our life. The future generations are probably going to understand it a lot more better than we would because of, so it's the differences in the generations, I think, and I think a conversation just needs to be had. Just with the parents, together with the students, together with the youth, and just to say, how do we find a point where there's middle ground, where everybody understands that these are different generations, these are different times, and we keep up with the times. We've all got to find a way of working together.
All right, Ms. Janice, how many girls have you managed to help so far through the Girls in STEM initiative?
Vicky, I'm not the numbers.
Almost 80. We had
Almost-
79 alumni now. We had 79 girls that we have managed to help directly. And so this is on a month-to-month program. So every fourth Saturday of the month, we have what is called the Digital Skills Training Program, as well as a mentorship program. So what we do is we bring in the element of digital literacy. So it could be introduction to computer science, electronic engineering, robotics, whatever we feel on that particular day the girls need to know. And then we also bring in a female mentor, somebody who is already a woman in STEM other than Janet and myself, and they take them through Fourth Industrial Revolution jobs. And so the girls actually get to interact every fourth Saturday of the month with these types of women.
And now, how easy is it to then gather 80 students in one place?
Actually, you would be surprised. The buy-in that I was speaking about earlier, about the generational gaps, it's the conversations we've had with the parents. It's the parents who actually bring their children to us and say, look, I think my daughter really is benefiting from this program. And they tell other parents. So I think, you know, the concepts of public relations and good marketing is to say, if a product is not great, I'm going to tell 9 to 10 other people, but if a product is great, maybe I'll tell about 4 or 5. We are happy to receive the extra 4 or 5. So basically for us, it's been referrals from parents who are happy with what we're doing. And also, by the way, we work a lot with the public and private sector now. We're getting a lot of stakeholders coming into our space as well and supporting us. And even the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education now, we have a very good relationship with them. So all these are people that are feeding all these girls, the 79 that we currently have and that we are working on now. And needless to say, 79 is a very small figure. 79 is a really small figure. Why? There are other programs that we have, like Africa Code Week. I'm sure I've spoken about Africa Code Week to you before, where we help thousands in a month. So Girls in STEM Trust has a far-reaching, should I say, impact in terms of the different types of programs that we have.
All right, so how important is mentorship in all this?
Yeah, I think it's very important in that they actually get to speak and see a person at work, a person in action. It's not like me just coming to say, technology is like this, STEM is like that. They actually get to experience an actual job time or actual a person at work. So it's very, very, very important, and I think they're benefiting. They get to ask questions. They get to also bring forward their suggestions. You know, the generation of today, I think they're very brave. They're outspoken, and yeah, we've seen that in our girls.
All right, now let's talk to me now, a 28-year-old. And I'm watching this interview and thinking, wow, this is so interesting, and I would love to get into that space. Is it too late, maybe, for me to do that?
It's never too late. As long as you wake up and you're living and you're breathing, it's never too late to fulfill your dreams. That's one of the first things that we tell our girls at Girls in STEM.
All right, so what are the channels now to follow? Let's say I want to be in this space. What are the channels that I need to follow?
Well, Girls in STEM Trust, first and foremost, we speak STEM, so technology is a thing for us. Do follow us on our social media platforms. That's at Girls in STEM ZW, that's Twitter, at Girls in STEM ZW, that's Instagram, and Girls in STEM Trust on Facebook. And we also have a website, www.girlsinstemtrust.org. All those are channels that are open to anybody to actually DM us, you post on our walls, somebody will get back to you. And another thing which I just want to speak about is if you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I think now for me to go back and study another 4 years, there's what we call massive open online community courses. There are so many courses that you can do that can get you a step further than your counterparts in the technology field, only if you know where to look. The internet is an amazing place, and at Girls in STEM Trust we've actually tailor-made programs that we actually, like I said, we do that every fourth Saturday of the month, but also even for other individuals who have approached us to say, look, hey, we like what you're doing, could you just tailor-make something for us? So it's well worth you getting in touch with us.
All right, and we're celebrating International Women's Day, which is translated to International Women's Month right here on the very, very show what does each for equal mean to you as a woman who is in the technological sector?
All we are saying is that as a woman, you can do absolutely anything. You can actually follow your dream regardless of how you were brought up, regardless of your background. You can actually reach your dream, especially in the STEM field, in STEM related careers, without being disadvantaged because of your gender.
All right, Vicky, what does each for equal mean to you? The theme.
For me, it's a very clear-cut, simple thing is to say we want equal opportunities. And when we say equal opportunities, I'm not speaking about it from a cultural, because we come from, an African society. I'm not speaking about it from a cultural view. I'm saying let's have equal opportunities when it comes to the workplace. You do know already, as it is, women stereotypically, we are doing more of the unpaid caring work and the cooking and the cleaning and the looking after the kids. But what we're saying is that should by no means stop you from breaking barriers and going into the workplace and slaying.